Welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you how to get the best cinematic clean look out of your camera. Today I'm going to be using the Lumix s5iix. Alright, let me stop myself right there. There's actually many things to consider when you talk about making a video look cinematic. Like for example, intentional lighting, the camera settings like using 24 FPS instead of using 60 FPS for example, the ISO, the stabilization, the camera movement, the sound design. That's what sets the mood for what a film looks like or what we feel as a film, if you get what I mean. And of course there's many more. But what I think is the most important is the feeling you want to transmit to the viewer using all those things combined. And I'm telling you this because I was trying to kind of include all of this in this video, but I noticed that it could be too much to digest in one video. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna split it in 3 or 4 different videos where I break down the lighting, the camera settings, what movements and framings and color grading I think are the best. There are actually a couple of free lots from your camera manufacturers that can help achieve those looks we're looking for. So today we're going to be focusing on different file formats, and I'm going to be kind of making a cinematic sequence here at the park or at the woods, and also comparing them in a talking head scenario at home. So let's go back. And we're going to be testing 3 different file formats, which I think are the most useful. Opengate, which is longop and gives you more room to crop if you're going to post on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. All intra, which is supposed to be higher quality, closer to prores. And we're going to be also testing the prores. So I'm going to take 3 different shots to kind of make a cinematic sequence of my wife just walking by on the forest. She just walks, looks up, touches this trunk. I don't know if that's how it's called, and then she just walks away. So we're gonna take the first shot, which is a wide shot of her walking by. Let's do it. All right, so now we're gonna take the second shot, which is gonna be a close-up of her touching the trunk, and then we're gonna take the third shot, which is a close-up of her feet just walking on the ground. All right, so let's go back home so we can edit, color grade, and analyze the clips to see which one gives us the best result. And I'm already betting for one. Let's go. All right, so let's take a look at the final versions. I just color graded one and copied the color grade to all of them so you can see any differences. Then we're gonna see the REC709 straight out of camera, and then I'm gonna give you my thoughts on each of the different versions. Hope you like it. These are some free lots that you can get from your camera manufacturer and use directly in your log footage, in my case Vlog from Panasonic. I'm going to leave the link in the description. Now let's take a look at the REC709 versions without any color grading. By just looking at the footage, the only apparent difference I found is that ProRes is a little bit more contrasty than longop and all intra. If you take a look at the parade, you can see that the shadows are lower than longop and all intra. That's something we can easily adjust by just reducing some contrast and lifting the shadows, but I just wanted you to notice it as well, so I just copied the same grade to all the different formats. Lastly, let's compare these three on a talking head scenario. Alright, so this is 4K 30p in all intra, which is supposed to be better for moving shots. So if I'm walking and the camera is moving, or if there's different people on the room or on the shot and they're doing different things, so it analyzes frames differently from longop, which is the one we're going to try next. Something good about longop is that you can use opengate, which instead of cropping the frame of the sensor like this, it uses the entire frame of the sensor, so you're able to crop the footage vertically more easily, and you can use it for both wide and not wide shots. Alright, so this is 4K 30p Apple ProRes, which is supposed to be the best format available in this camera, and also the heaviest format, supposed to behave really good no matter if I move, if there's anything moving on the frame, if there isn't, if there's many people, if the camera is moving. So let's see if it's true. There's actually two Apple ProRes versions, so the high quality, which is the previous one, and this is the standard, just Apple ProRes. And let's see if there's any difference as well. Overall, what I found, as I mentioned before, is that ProRes is way more contrasty. You can see the highlights and the shadows are more separated, so there's more contrast on the image, and that also adds up some saturation. And of course, if you see other comparisons where they zoom in and do other type of tests, you can see that ProRes also has a higher quality because it's including way more data than the other formats. It's like 1.2 gigabytes per second, something like that, compared to 800 and 200 or 400 on the other formats. Please let me know what differences you see after the YouTube compression. And remember that there actually isn't a secret sauce for getting that cinematic look. There are many things involved into getting there. Actually, will mostly depend on your taste and the look, the feeling that you're looking for. But of course, there are some tools that can help you achieve that cinematic look way easier, like this one right here.